Hi, I'm Joe Revita from Empire Music, empiremusic.com in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and we are a Martin custom shop expert dealer, which means we get the coolest guitars right up front, and we always get to present you the best Martin experience. So whether we're bringing you custom shop or standard production guitars, we're gonna knock out of the park. Full factory setup on everything we sell. We'll always hook you up. Go to empiremusic.com, chat with us through the site, see the images of this exact guitar and many others. This guitar is a brand new for 2022 Martin SC-10E. New guitars are always exciting, especially during a period of time where there's not a lot of new models launching because of all the back orders that are going on. So I'm always stoked to see something new. And the SC-10 is going to be a really popular instrument. Well, probably pretty hard to get. Building off of the popularity of the SC-13E model, this model is very, very similar. Same construction, but satin, top, back, and sides. Some different hardware, but overall it's the same instrument. It's just a way to give you the same type of guitar with a different aesthetic and slightly lesser price, which is cool. Well, what's the first thing you notice when you see this guitar? The body shape, right? S body shape, which this is not historically a Martin body shape, right? This is something that is new for Martin over the last few years, and it gives us the ability to look forward as to see how Martin's viewing new guitars. They're always going to make classic instruments that are going to be the sound of the most famous records we've always heard, but they're giving modern players a new feel and new tone, and that's exciting because music always moves forward, players always move forward, we want something different. So what do we have? We have a solid Sitka spruce top with what they call a koa veneer. It's an African mahogany core with a koa veneer, which sounds beautiful. And the real story beyond the body shape is the neck design. It's a dovetail neck alignment, but it's called like a shore alignment. And it's different in that it doesn't really glue in, it bolts in. It allows us to adjust the neck angle, which is a first for Martin guitars, and allows for the easiest playability long term, which is really, really important. Having a recessed neck heel is super important because it gives us the ability to play higher up the fretboard. The neck and the body meet at the 13th fret, and I'm fairly sure that I've never seen that until the SC-13E. It doesn't mean that no one ever has done it, but in terms of a modern builder that's mainstream making a guitar like that, it's pretty rare. So instead of having a 12 fret design, you get a 13 fret design, or a 14 fret design, which is you'd usually have 14 on a standard Martin, 12 on a short scale, kind of like slotted headstock style guitar. This is in between and gives us tons of access up top. We play really, really easy as it moves up and down the fingerboard. It's got a really cool bracing pattern. It's scalloped bracing on the treble side and non-scalloped tone bars. So they really thought this out because since the instrument's asymmetrical, the bracing can't be symmetrical, right? We have to think about it differently. How can we balance the instrument and still give you classic Martin tone? The real story with a brand like Martin is, what do they sound like? You close your eyes, you imagine what a Martin guitar sounds like, right? This isn't like rocket science. You know, Martin guitars have been around a long time, and they've really formed the sound of modern acoustic guitars and how we think about modern music. Well, Martin still wants that DNA in here. They want that warmth, that roundness, that woodsiness. That's really, really important to them. But they want to give you more clarity. They want to give you a faster response. And obviously this body shape tells us a little something. When I think of this body shape, I think of right up here of how wide the lower bout is. So I know that we're going to have a full sound, even though it's cinched in the waist, cinched in the shoulders. And I know that it's going to be really crisp and clean because we have just a little bit more treble surface area. So that's what I'm listening for as a guitar player is, hey, is that going to deliver that? I don't think Martin is telling us that that's what, if you go to Martin's website, they're not going to be like, hey, listen for the little bit extra trebles. What they're going to do is build this guitar and let you kind of figure it out for yourself, which is really, really cool. They have an X brace on the back here, which is in the sound hole, which I don't think we'll be able to show you here. But if you look at the photos, maybe we can. It'll look like Brent's shaking his head, so we can get it in there. And that's just a nod to the historical bracing of Martin guitars, the X bracing. Also, this has a Fishman pickup built into it with a tuner right inside the sound hole, so you can tune the guitar right here. And you can sound great plugged in or unplugged. It comes with a soft gig bag, or soft case. Just a really, really great instrument. What I think about it immediately, right, when I'm playing the guitar, the satin feel feels very organic, and the instrument feels very organic, which is really cool. For my videos, I like to show two things. I like to show the balance of the guitar as I play it through the mids, and I like to show the dynamic range. Dynamic range is important to me because many of us are buying a guitar that's going to be our prime instrument, our main go-to guitar. And we need it to be able to inflect, and we need to be able to show the different types of tones we're trying to pull out of the instrument. So if it has a shallow range of tone or range of output, it's going to struggle to give us all those opportunities. If it's really got a great dynamic range, it'll sound great played quietly through with a heavier attack. So let's scope it out and see what happens, and we'll go from there. Well, a couple things. I'll talk about the playability in a second because that's what's standing out to me while I was listening to the range. It sounds phenomenal with a light medium attack. I mean, it sounds unbelievable. There's no doubt about that. Really, really full. It's got a nice crispy top end, but not too tinny at all. It's got plenty of body. The mids are really lively and just responsive. The bottom end is present, but not overwhelming, which is when you're buying a guitar like this shape you'd expect. The max output isn't that of a massive guitar, which isn't a negative to me. Like if you want the biggest, loudest guitar, you've got to buy a bigger guitar. That's just how it kind of works, right? This shape is illustrating the versatility of the player. This will do a lot of things really, really great. So yeah, if you strum this guitar big, it's gonna actually perform really, really, really well. If you want it to be the loudest guitar in your collection, you probably need a bigger guitar. But overall, I think it performs really, really nicely. What I was thinking about in terms of playing it though, is the neck shape is what they call a high velocity neck barrel, right? Which I haven't seen that term before, and I kind of laughed at it. And it's a modified low PA taper. It's a really sleek neck is what it is, right? It's just meant is like to feel fast. And they string this with 11s too. Personally, if I was gonna play it, I'd put 12s on it. I want a little bit thicker string on there, amp that bottom end up a little bit, and maybe the overall output, and it would still play slinky. But as it is now, it just feels super slinky, which is kind of cool. So if you're an electric guitar player, or if you've always been the type of person that struggles with playing those pesky bar chords in the first position here, this is gonna eradicate that obstacle for you. It's gonna really, really make it as easy as possible and still sound great. So really more than pleasant playing experience. This feels really, really nice. The middle of the guitar, I'm stoked to show you because what's great about it is the combination of the solid wood top, koa veneer with the mahogany core. Those are all woods that lead to excellent balance. And this body shape is gonna be really balanced because when they cinch these mids and trebles and they give us a broad area here, it's designed to sound real, real fluent through the mids, which is always important to me. So let's scope it out. It's gorgeous through the mids. I mean, just super sweet. Sounds very Martin-y, but really, really clean and focused. I prefer guitars that are more defined. You know, some people like guitars that are super bassy or super this or that, where one trait stands out. I tend to like guitars that are more balanced, because whether we record with a guitar or our audience is hearing it through a PA system, if we're plugged in, or if we're just playing for our own enjoyment or our friends, when guitars are more balanced, we get equal representation, and all these little tricks that you're doing, your hammer-ons and all those sweet things that you're doing through the mids are being heard equally, which I think is really, really a positive thing for a guitar, and I'm always looking for. Ebony fingerboard and bridge, really, really great appointments here. Martin did an amazing job here. They gave us a super easy to play guitar that's comfortable in our hands, that plugs in, that really, outside of its unique aesthetic, would fit into any player. Like, you would walk into a guitar store, if you heard this, you're like, oh, this sounds really, really great. And I'd love for you to walk into our guitar store or onto empiremusic.com and see them, because we're gonna make sure it's all dialed in for you. Again, we set them up, make sure it's dead on to factory spec before we ship it to you or you pick it up. So what I'd like for you to do is go to empiremusic.com, check out our whole Martin guitar collection, including this SC-10E. Give us a shout, 412-343-5299. You can text me, call me, 412-915-7118. That's my cell phone. You can reach me anytime. We'll get you hooked up with a great Martin guitar, whether it be custom shop, your first Martin, something amazing like this that you definitely don't have in your collection. I can tell you there's not a bunch of guitars like this in anyone's acoustic guitar collection. We're here to hook you up and give you the best Martin experience in the country. So I'm Joe from Empire Music, empiremusic.com in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, with the new, for 2022, Martin SC-10E. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to our channel if you like our content.